I am LaMarsha Lewis. Let's talk. I wanted to do some more commentary. Today is April the 27th, 2021, Tuesday. I wanted to do some commentary. I'm sure many have heard about the former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin was convicted on was found guilty on all three charges, first, second, and third degree, in the death of the late George Floyd. Sonny Hostin did a as you know, she's the legal analyst, legal spokesperson for ABC. She often does correspondence in regards to the legal perspective for ABC. And she is like so many other cases, because she's a former prosecutor, so she knows a lot about these type of trials and instances of people being on trial. She talked about the Rodney King, she said she was also in the courtroom every day with Trayvon Martin. But she spoke from her heart, and she even said on the show that was the first time on The View. She had said, talking with Whippy and talking on The View, she had said that is the first time in her career that she's ever became emotional. And I believe that is because, as she stated, she is the mother of an 18-year-old. She has two children, a son and a daughter. Her son is the oldest, and it's her son that she's referring to. Her 18-year-old, who is now taking a gap year. He was accepted into Harvard, and he's been in South Africa. And she was saying, and I felt this, and I even got emotional and shed tears. Again, I got emotional too, because from one mother to another mother, I'm also a grandmother. But she said she felt that her son was safer in South Africa than in his own country, and that being the United States of America. I felt that. So we're going to listen to, and I tell y'all something, I am a Sonny Hostin fan. I love her. I admire her. I have respect for her. She, First Lady Michelle Obama, will forever always be my First Lady. Those are people that give me inspiration. Like I say, and every time I see Lonnie Love shed a tear, it always gave me hope of, I too can be this. So we're going to listen to this. It's 2 minutes and 35 seconds. But again, this is Sonny Hostin reporting on the guilty charge of the former police officer Derek Chauvin, who for 9 minutes and 29 seconds had his foot on the neck of an unarmed, handcuffed black man that he had down on the pavement with his foot on his neck, with his hands in his pockets, with a smirk on his face. The man, George Floyd, suffocated due to this extreme force of abuse of power by a police officer, and a white police officer. Many other policemen testified that this was extreme force. Okay, I'm gonna have to calm down, because see, I'm a black woman. I have a black son. I have black grandchildren, and also grandchildren that mother is from Venezuela, so that makes them African American, and also what some would say mixed race. So I too am passionate about my people, about my son, about my grandsons, about your sons, our brothers. I have nephews. I have cousins. I have friends, African American, people of color. And we have ever been done wrong. No true justice. And yes, I'm very grateful to the fact that he was found guilty on authorization. But I want to know what type of sentence is he going to get. Will he get a slap on the wrist? If he get a true sentences where he truly pays the cost for taking a man's life, that would be the true justice. Yes, this is awesome. It's a step of hope. Using Van John's words again. This was a day of hope. Especially for our people, our sons, our nephews, our brothers, our cousins, our friends. Because we live in a world where black people are mistreated. And they are often unfairly treated. Never fair. Never true justice. White people get off with so much. A slap on the wrist, even if they get a slap on the wrist, where blacks can do something that's not so severe, but get a severe punishment. This is what we're talking about. And then this is done at the hands of a police officer, a white police officer, to a black man. But let's listen to Sonny, because again, I'm passionate about this. I am.
I've been a lawyer for 27 years, and I remember when I was in law school during my first year, the Rodney King verdict came out, and it was an acquittal for 4 officers who, on video, beat and stomped and tased a man, beat a man 56 times with a baton. And I believed my eyes then. So I believed my eyes this time with George Floyd. And even though I knew that fast verdicts always hint at an agreement, even though all of my training told me that they likely convicted on at least the highest count or at least the lowest count, because of the history in this country, because it is so rare that police officers are convicted, because black men and black boys are killed by police with impunity in this country, and that is just the truth, at a rate 5 times more than their white counterparts. Because I am the mother of an 18-year-old boy who is now in South Africa, and I feel that he is safer in South Africa than he is in his own country. I am so relieved that this is what justice finally looks like for my community. And while I know that this does not bring George Floyd back to his family, to his loved ones, to his brother who we've heard from so eloquently, at least I believe now that the movement that we've seen since his murder on video for the world to see is not just a moment. I really believe that this is a movement that we've seen. And for that, I am so very thankful that perhaps we will see real change, much needed change in this country.
Sonny Hostin with some very personal reflections on our coverage this afternoon and the guilty verdict from the jury in Minneapolis. Sonny, thank you.
Again, that was the phenomenal Sonny Hostin giving a very emotional story after learning the guilty verdict of former police officer Derek Chauvin, being a mother herself, as she said. And again, I related to her, and my heart breaks, and I can understand becoming emotional, because like she said, she's believed her eyes. We know the late Maya Angelou taught us that when someone show you who they are, you believe them. You believe them the first time. But we also, like she said, is very rare. Because this is what we as Black and Black Americans, African Americans, especially our males, endure so often. Unfair treatment. Not getting true justice when one is either murdered or whatever the offense may be. So I wanted to do that commentary in regards to Sunny Hostin being just who she is. A very, very awesome person. Awesome woman. Awesome spokesperson. Awesome attorney. Awesome TV talk show host. Commentator. Legal analyst. She is always professional. And she speaks her truth. And she represents for her community. That's what I love about her most. She's been allowed to have this platform because she often talks about how when she was young, she saw her uncle murdered in front of her. I don't quite remember the age, but I know she was very young. And that was her inspiration to become an attorney, to become a prosecutor because of what she had witnessed, where no one was held accountable for the murder of her uncle. She's a true inspiration. She represents for her people, for both races, because she's also a Latino from Puerto Rico and an African American. So, Sunny, this is for you. And I love you so much. And much, much respect. Continue to be the voice for us, your people, because so many of us don't have that opportunity. I don't yet have the platform. So thank you, my sister. I'm LaMarsha Lewis. Let's talk.